Dashboard getting better and better every day? Yeah, it is. So, guys, welcome everyone to game number 1 of the set. This is for the second round, actually, so I'm just going to keep track of the trading donkey over here and fix this real quick. This is Gamer Legion B. Meanwhile, we have SalzZ. It's going to be play 05, yes, but this is the second round. This is the America, so round 2. For this game, we're gonna see DauT playing with Malians, Slams playing with Persians. Meanwhile, for SalzZ, we're gonna see Persians for Classic Pro, and we're gonna see Dravidians actually for Vinchester. This is so interesting. What do we get for these civilizations then? Starting with DauT civilization first, Malians will provide first off a 15% wood discount on buildings, as well as 30% fast, longer lasting golds. They're gonna have also 1 extra Pierce armor on barracks unit starting in the fuel age. And for the team bonus, they'll provide also 80% faster work in universities. Now his teammate, who's going to be down south over here, they're very close together. We'll have Persians. So for Persians, we're gonna see for Slam twice the HP on TCs and docks that work 10, 15, and 20% faster, as well as 50 extra gold, 50 extra food, sorry, and 50 extra wood upon starting the game, which is going to make the start a little bit smoother. I'm not really sure this is going to be a restart though, because Classic Pro actually took a long time to get the TC up himself. We are getting close to 4 minutes. We'll see. Okay, they're just gonna keep on going. I don't think he's gotten too much idle TC time. No. So the villager count over here is going to be, because he got the TC up so much later compared to both Slam and DauT, the worker count's going to be a little bit lower already for Classic Pro. And Vinchester does not seem to be in a pretty good position himself either. So yeah, besides that, for Persians we also get, for the rest of the bonuses, you know, for the team bonus, actually 2 bonus damage for Nightline units against archers. And then for SalzZ, we have Classic Pro on the left-hand side, very far away. Oh, which it seems Slam's already realized about. Beautiful. And what Classic Pro's got to work with over here is Persians, so the same stuff that we already had for Slam, right? The same bonuses. Meanwhile, Vinchester playing with Dravidians is going to get 200 extra wood upon getting to a new age. We're gonna have for Dravidians also a 50% discount on barracks upgrades. On top of that, we also get for them, I think it's going to be fishermen and fishing ships can carry 15 extra resources, right? And then on top of that, yeah, let's find out. And then on top of that, yeah, we'll also see that they get 25% faster attacking skirmisher and elephant archers. If I am not mistaken, I have not talked about the new civilization since before. So let me take a look real quick, just to make sure that I am not talking smack over here. And yeah, got it. And then for the team bonus, dogs will provide 5 population support, which is pretty good, of course. And we'll see what we get. I don't think we have seen a very long game on this map yet. Too much. Viewers, wow, happily, that is huge. 3,200 viewers are watching this match on 9 streams. Holy crap, this is that, dude, man, that's huge. Is there a way for you to add to this the max viewer count for the match as well? Like, how many viewers are currently watching the set and what the peak was from all the times that the spectator dashboard took a look at it? That'd be really good, because if there was a way for us to aggregate that data, if it was accessible somewhere, that'd be huge for seeing how many views a tournament has had, right? That'd be amazing, Happy Leaves. That'd be huge. Imagine you have a tournament going on, and then you can just collect all the data over here and compare it with other tournaments, and then you can use that to maybe try and get sponsorship from Microsoft or other sponsors as well, of course, so it doesn't even need to be Microsoft, right? That is actually an incredibly useful metric. They changed the prediction tags for the viewers? Yeah. Are you reluctant to change, Bailo? Or do you just think this one in particular was for the worst? Anyway, Fuel H is coming out for Slam. We have a fishing collectivity over here between DauT and Vinchester's fishing ships. They are just chilling, collecting from the same fish. We actually have Slam over here, and that's going to be 3 players in 1 pond. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, Classic Pro is going to be left to his own devices. He's got basically full lake control over here for the time being, though, anyway. Now, Slam's actually going for a dock himself, so after he gets to the Fuel H, and he's going up significantly faster compared to both SalzZ players and even DauT. He's gonna start putting some pressure over here, going for fire galleys or standard galleys, right? If he's up so much faster compared to anybody else, standard galleys could potentially work out pretty well too. Allow all streamer viewers and associate them with matches, can generate reports, etc. That is huge! Happily, dude, you're blowing my mind! How do you do this stuff? This is just one step from letting the communists win and succumbing to sheer anarchy. There we go, Fuel H is here, and what do we have? Well, we're gonna see Navy units coming out right away. He's going for fire galleys. I am not against this whatsoever. He can open with fire galleys, and then he can make a switch to galleys if he wants to have more scalable units later anyway, because fire galleys are going to be more usable from the get-go anyway. Especially if he's not quite sure how much later SalzZ is going up. Like if SalzZ was going up not much later, going for fire galleys over here is going to be the right way to go, as we have a very small body of water. Then you're going to be protected against enemy fire galleys and potentially enemy galleys, so it's pretty good. We have 2 docks already for Slam over here, which is great. Meanwhile, we have a second dock coming out for Vinchester, for Classic Pro, sorry, over here, but it's going to take some time, right? He's still only now going up. DauT's gonna start going for his own Navy. He's got triple dock, standard galley production, and he should be able to clean up most of the units over here from Vinchester, as Vinchester gets to the Fuel H right now. How many docks is he on? And what is the plan? He's on only 1 dock, so he's going to completely give up on water, and he's gonna try to push for the Castle H instead. Yeah, check this out. Okay. He's playing with Dravidians. What is the plan here? Oh man, this is huge from Slam as well. He got a quick wall around the villagers, and now she's going down. Well done. Well done. That's going to be the 3rd pick he's gotten so far, and I imagine most of the other ones were probably fishing ships. Beautiful. Very well played. So yeah, I'm pretty curious. What is Vinchester's plan going to be here? Fast castle into what? You want Classic Pro? Well, it's gonna take significantly longer to go up, and as a matter of fact, he's not even close to going up himself. It's just gonna try to contest the left-hand side. It's going to be 2 docks for each team, right, on the left-hand side lake. And there's a good demolition shot. Well played. Can he get a good trade over here? It seems to me like he should be able to. Yes, sir. Right-hand side. Yeah, Slam and DauT are dominating here. So well played. Also, you gotta keep in mind that the islands, they contain the relics. So we have 2 relics on the right-hand side. It seems like the left-hand side island is the one with 3 relics. So definitely SalzZ's gonna want to try and contest this one at the very least, so that Gamer Legion does not have free relics, right? All 5 free relics. Castle is gonna be here for Vinchester. Castle H is on the way for DauT, so they are not even falling behind that much in that regard. And check these numbers. 22 workers for Vinchester, 38 freaking workers for DauT. 38! He's got 10 fishing ships, a bunch of extra villagers. He's gotten a lot lower idle TC time compared to Vinchester as well, and I do find this very interesting, of course, because we do want to see the new civilizations on these maps. However, yeah, given the huge lead that Gamer Legion's already been able to get up until this point, I'm not really sure whatever Vinchester's planning of, if it's going to work out over here. He's got a forward archer range, he's been putting some pressure, he's got some archers coming out over here, pushing villagers away from DauT's gold. And now we have a siege workshop coming up, so yeah, it's just going to be full land pressure, no problem. we take a look at resources. DauT's not made the switch to stone, so he's not going to be thinking of a defensive castle, although in my opinion he should. And I'm really sure if he's actually managed to... Oh yeah, he did. He managed to find an additional source of gold. So he should be fine. As he's playing with Malians, he's going to have plenty of options against archer units, of course. He can go for knights, and he can go for standard cavalry, or he can potentially even go for something like lone swords. Would be very hard for Vinchester to stop, I think. There we go. Nice, the archers get cleaned up. And Vinchester's moving over to the left-hand side. Not really sure why he would be able to do it. Seems like Classic Pro, at the very least, managed to get a better trade over here against Slam, so it's not completely out of water. We're going to have 1 pawn for them. We are going to have 1 pawn for Gamer Legion. Yeah, and Slam does not seem to be particularly interested in contesting this any further. They're just going to keep on fishing from this one. There we go. Castle Age is coming out for Classic Pro. Castle Age is coming out for Slam, and everyone's going to be up very soon. Much higher worker count for Gamer Legion, much higher military count for Gamer Legion as well. Second TC on the way for Vinchester, and DauT did not go for a second TC himself. He's just been going for military production. He doesn't really have too much though. That's going to be 6 knights for him. So potentially Classic Pro, Vinchester might be able to catch up eventually. It's going to come at a cost, of course, having to go for extra farms to keep the TCs running, having to go for the second TC in the first place and whatnot. It's going to take away from the already meager economy he had, so if DauT's going to stick to 1 TC over here, given the huge eco lead that he's got, if he's just going to switch over to full military production, right, he should be able to put pressure large enough that Vinchester wouldn't be able to hold on against it. At the very least, if he plays his cards right. We see a siege workshop over here from DauT, which means if he's not careful, Vinchester could potentially very cheaply defend himself, and DauT might end up wasting a lot of resources if he does not take good care of the siege. Why is Vinch so low on villas? He got pushed away from water, and he tried to fast castle. So he went up on a much smaller economy, and DauT ended up getting full water control on the right-hand side. Yeah, not a single conversion over there. That is not what Vinchester needs right now. He needs to get as efficient as possible when it comes to trades with both siege and monasteries. Does he even have a defensive siege workshop? No, he's got only this one forward. Now Slam gets to the Castle Age with the 2 additional TCs coming up. DauT's going for an extra TC. That's going to be 5 TCs for Gamer Legion versus only 3 from SalzZ. And good defense attempt though from Vinchester, but he cannot do too much over here. DauT's got a bunch of knights. Ideally, he's gonna go for chain bar than armor as well, so these are a little bit more resilient. Right now, he's got only scale bar than armor, but it's going to suffice. He's got enough numbers that he should be able to protect the rams just fine. So that TC is going down for sure, and I'm not exactly sure what Vinchester's plan was over here. I guess just probably try and leverage on the stronger economy from Dravidians, the extra resources they get and whatnot to go out to the Castle Age and try to put pressure with siege, but it was, well, quite clearly not enough. Now he's losing a lot of villagers, hemorrhaging a lot of his economy, going under 20 villagers. And it's only going to be Classic Pro left from SalzZ against 2 players completely intact right now. I think that should be game. We see another TC coming up over here for Vinchester, but DauT should be able to go after the next TC. I mean, his rams are still pretty decent HP. Well, maybe not so much. Maybe not for these 2, but he's got a villager repairing them. And if he goes for more, actually, he should be able to take this down, no problem, right? Once again, as now he's going to be farther away from water than before, he's not going to be able to utilize these galleys, and I would like to see for him chain bar than armor, so that these knights are a lot more resilient underneath the TCs, especially as we have 2 TCs together, so they can protect the rams. So we are still missing some upgrades. I think without chain bar than armor, Classic Pro should be able to hold on against these knights. Without chain bar and armor for DauT's knights, Classic Pro should be able to defend over here. We'll see. Although, how many villagers do we have? He's got only 17 villagers, so he cannot fully garrison both DCs. Actually, that might not be the case then. If he had more like 25 villagers around here to garrison both DCs, I guess maybe he would be able to hold on. With 17 only, it's basically going to be the same damage as one DC fully garrisoned anyway. Well, I guess not necessarily, right? There is a limit to how much a single TC can do, but... Okay, here comes DauT. I guess we are going to find out. We have Mangonel over here as well from DauT. Hold on, he's bailing. Monk defense is going to be strong enough for Vinchester to survive a little bit longer for now. Here come the conversions. He was trying to go after the Mangonel and he got it! Only 3 units left over here for DauT to defend rams with. Only 1 ram left for DauT to put pressure with over here. And yeah, this is the kind of trade that I was saying Vinchester needs to come back into this game. It's got to be as efficient as possible. So he's gotten a bunch of units away from DauT. He's been able to defend himself pretty well, but yeah, his economy is a disaster right now. Let's go and take a look at gather economy time, worker efficiency in the last minute. Take a look at that for Vinchester. He is already on 23 villages, which is so much smaller compared to anybody else, less than half compared to either given Legion player. And he's got a worker efficiency of less than 40% in the last minute. It's gone as low as 25% or so a little bit earlier, so yeah. Meanwhile, Slam, just chilling. And so is Classic Pro. It seems to me like Vinchester is just trying to play the punch and bag roll over here, so like Classic Pro can boom away and potentially bring the game back, but it's just going to be so tough. As DauT is putting a lot of pressure against Vinchester while booming away himself with 3 TCs. He's getting significantly ahead, right? And Slam's actually done a better job of booming away, so he's actually significantly ahead compared to even Classic Pro. 4 TC coming up now for the yellow player. Well, that'll allow him to catch up. Probably wouldn't be enough for him to get much of a lead anytime soon. We'll see. In any case, good defense. And now we'll see Slam making a switch to military production very soon. He's got some camels. He's going to be going up to the Imperial Age. And he starts going for upgrades. So we have scale, bar, and armor coming up. Slam should be going up to MPS very soon. Correct. There we go. Three man is coming over, only 2 left. Should still be enough for him to get the TC down. Still waiting for chain bar and armor for DauT. And what's going on? Slam's missing 1 building, I think. He's going for the university right now, trying to rush it with a bunch of villagers. Let's take a look at his economy. Yeah, and he's gonna be on his way to the Imperial Age, no problem. Rob, dude, thanks so much for the resub. Nice work on this tournament, been some awesome sets so far. It's been, yes, and if all goes well, we are going to have a bunch more series coming out this week and next week as well. Because several teams, they fell behind during the 3rd round because of Raise of the Elephants, right? So we are going to have a lot of catching up to do in the last 2 weeks of the group stage, and that's going to be a lot of content, a lot of series. And once again, big shout out to Huevo Coyotl and Matt Cather here. The guys have done a remarkable job. Huevo Coyotl's done so much of the admin work on the side, and it's just been a lot. Just been a lot, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more after the tournament's over. And to Matt Cather, of course, for sponsoring this, because otherwise the tournament wouldn't be possible. There we go. 4 Mangonels. For castle coming out for DauT, and Vinchester's dead. I just don't see how he holds on over here anymore. He can't. He simply can't. Good unit control for DauT as well. We're gonna see the second TC go down. Yeah, most likely. You know what? DauT can just send the units forward already. We have not much of anything. I think we have only like 2 monks over here. We have 4 monks. Even if he lost 4 units to conversions, he would still be on the lead. And he should be able to get the Mangonel down, all the villagers. And Vinchester's dying here. Whatever he survives with is going to be only left on the left-hand side. He's got 4 villagers over here. So we'll see if he goes down to 4. I think he will. I think he will go down to 4 villagers. Or close to it. He's still producing from the left-hand side, but... less than 10 for sure. And that's going to be GG. Slam got to the Imperial Age while Classic Pro was on his way up. It was quite clear the Gamer Legion was not falling behind anytime soon, so game number 1 goes in their favor. We'll take a look at the achievements real quick before hopping back out and checking what we get for game number 2. For military, we have a very, very nice KD for both DauT and Slam. DauT's going to get in the end higher than 2-to-1 KD ratio. It's going to be something like 17-to-8. While Slam, on the other hand, he managed to get very, very close to 3-to-2 KD ratio. For economy, we'll see a much stronger economy for Gamer Legion by quite a bit. We'll see for society a much higher worker count for them by quite a bit as well. So let's go back. And welcome everyone to the second game of the set. What do we get over here? We're gonna see the wrong colors actually, so let me fix this. Yeah, that's a little bit better. And this is good, right? Yeah, well, technically, this is correct. On the left-hand side, then, we'll see DauT playing with Khmer towards the north. We're going to see Slam playing with Ethiopians towards the west. While on the right-hand side, we see for SalzZ, Vinchester playing with Franks and Classic Pro playing with Ethiopians. Now, these are very standard civilizations for a map like this. Khmer and Franks we have seen several times already in Painted Desert, and there are a few reasons why these civilizations are so strong over here. As a matter of fact, Franks specifically, we also use in Geothermal Valley a few times, but I'm really sure that map was actually banned or drafted. Let me check real quick, once again. It was banned, so it makes sense to have Franks over here. Starting on the left-hand side then, Slam's going to get with Ethiopians, 18% faster attacking archer units, as well as 100 extra food and 100 extra gold upon reaching a new age. We get the pikeman upgrade for free for Ethiopians, as well as for the team bonus, 3 extra line of sight on outposts and towers, and we also get for this team, taking a look at DauT Civilization, no building requirements for Khmer, 10% faster moving battle elephant line units, as well as farmers who do not need mills or TCs to drop food on. And then on top of that, we also get for them the ability to garrison 5 villages inside each house. We're gonna see for the team bonus for Khmer 1 extra range on Scorpion line weapons, and that's going to summarize Gamer Legion civilizations over here. However, on the right hand side, we're gonna see Ethiopians for Classic Pro as well. It's going to be the same civilization we already discussed for Slam, and Vinchester is gonna be playing Franks instead. But let me take a look at this. Classic Pro's forward, but he's not found the board just yet. Does DauT know about both boards? Yeah, he took the first one, of course, and he knows where the second one is already, which means that he would be able to find or to spot early any potential lames coming out from Classic Pro. I don't think we have any threats from anybody else, right? DauT's just been chilling back home with the scout. Slam's just been chilling back home with the scout himself. And that's been the case also for Vinchester. Okay, so no lames. For the final civilization, we have not discussed yet for this matchup. We're gonna have towards the southeast of the map, Vinchester playing with Franks, which means 20% extra HP on cavalry units started in the field age onwards. As well as 25% cheaper castles. We see for Franks also 15% faster working foragers. Free farm upgrades, and then for the team bonus, we're gonna see also 2 extra line of sight. See? Get it? We're gonna get 2 extra line of sight on, Nyla units. So you've been to Painted Desert several times. Okay, I can start stalking you already and then try to pinpoint your location based on the frequency of your visits to different points of interest. Where else have you been several times? Never mind. What's really interesting about this map as well is the players will begin with a somewhat small amount of gold. So if we take a look at, let's take a look at Slam. He's got the resources kind of exposed a little bit more. We have for the green player over here only one, actually 2 golds over here, but these are going to be fairly low in amount, right? We are going to have 6 tiles over here plus 4, so that's going to be 10 tiles total. And then we have the 4 tiles of stone. We have 3 tiles of stone over here, while all the other resources will be spread around the map. Gold especially is going to be located around the center. As you can see, extra gold over here from the ones that we can spot right away. We have golds over here, here, right? It's going to be kind of like a gold rush type of map, but without centralized gold. Instead, it's going to be around a larger region. And then for stone, we are going to have several extra stone sources outside on the outer area, and that's going to be about it. So it's pretty interesting for sure. Super open forward, of course. It'll be kind of difficult for players to get walls up that would protect the entire economies. DauT's going for it. Check this out. DauT's going for very small walls over here. It's going kind of like a cocoon wall out, which I like to call. As opposed to going for something a lot greedier, right? Something like this. Which would, of course, secure a lot of extra resources. And by a lot of extra resources, I mean mostly just wood. But a lot of extra surface area, though. Yeah, it's gonna be here very soon for Slam and for Classic Pro. Meanwhile, Vinchester's already there. DauT's already there. We have the stable coming out for that with 3 villagers even. And stable's coming up for Vinchester a little bit later. I have to wonder over here, is the fact that SalzZ took a lot less time taking a look at the maps before the series actually began an indicator that they might have prepared already before and they were just refreshing? They were just refreshing their memories to see what the maps were like, but they probably were already aware of them. Or is it the sign that actually both teams were going for... They were taking a look at the maps for the first time. And... it just happened to be the case that Gamer Legion took a little bit longer, prepare a little bit more, maybe. Probably not going to make too much of a difference, right? If you prepare for 15 minutes versus 20 minutes. Just before the set begins, but... I don't know, I'm kind of curious. We'll see. Regardless though, nice push. We see the scout go down over there. Oh! The spearman goes down, but that was actually a little bit more damage than he should have taken. And now that scout's very weak. We have 1 scout with almost half HP as well. So this is going to be worth about less than 1.5 scouts over here. In terms of HP pool. And that's super rough for DauT. Meanwhile, Vinchester's coming over with his own scouts. He's doing a little bit of a better job. Let's see if DauT realizes about it. Yeah. He garrisons the villagers right away, so no damage coming up over here from Vinchester at all. And good job. This is something that we were talking about yesterday as well. And we were taking a look at the teams yesterday when we were taking a look at Perfect Couple versus Darwin's Carrot. When you're playing Khmer, you want to have usually more than 1 house around each resource because you're usually going to be collecting with more than 5 villagers, so it allows you to protect yourself better, right? We have exactly 5 over here. Over here we have exactly 5 as well. It seems to be calculated, and we have a house available over there. But yeah, this was pretty good as well because he had a bunch of hills. I'm afraid first time. Yeah, well, what you gonna do? It is what it is. There you are. Bunch of scouts coming over. Now we have the archers over here from Classic Pro as well. So a lot of units from SalzZ on these scouts for that to defend himself with. Meanwhile, Slam's coming forward with his own archers. He does manage to get 2 villagers down though from Vinchester. Well done. So while everybody was paying attention up north, including ourselves, Slam was already getting some good damage down south. Can he get over here before the walls come up? You know what? Can he do it? Oh, that was so close actually. It's open! It's not open! That was so close. This is not open over here, but he can push villagers away from wood line. From the wood line for sure. Yeah. And there's the one downside of going for these kinds of walls, right? If he had gone for the walls like this instead, he would have been able to secure the woods over here. Potentially something like this as well. He would have been able to secure also this and also this. Anyway, there is a counter push coming up over here on the left-hand side from SalzZ once again. They were unable to do too much damage around DauT space, and now they're going to try to push against Slam space, and Slam's getting a beautiful quick wall over here. Fantastic market location. And should be able to stabilize. Meanwhile on the right, good defense for SalzZ as well. Bunch of archers over here, scouts coming over from Classic Pro and Vinchester as well. Here we are. Left hand side. Yeah, a little bit of a struggle for sure. Alright, scale bar on the armor's coming up for DauT. Interestingly enough, he's got a pretty good economy and he might be able to go up to the castle age very soon, but going for scale bar than armor suggests a heavier push for scouts, although he's got only one stable though. He's going for the market right now, so he's just gonna try to go up. I guess scale bar than armor is still going to be good for him to defend himself against scouts and archers, right? When he's left to his own devices, because for the most part, Slam's just been venturing out on his own and he's not really been providing too much support to DauT whatsoever. He's only now sending some archers over, but DauT so far has been relying on his own units to defend himself. Overall, Eco KD is about 3-1 in favor of Gamer Legion currently, and they are ahead by about 2 villagers, so that checks out. Do have a little bit extra idle TC time for SalzZ though. But yeah, it's not going to make too much of a difference, so... We have a bunch of extra archers over here from Classic Pro. Once again, Slam's support is kind of lackluster around DauT. We have forging though for Vinchester, but no scale bar than armor. However, it's still going to be enough for them to get the engagement over here with a huge lead in archer count for Classic Pro. It's fantastic. Let's see. Castle Age is on the way now for Vinchester. It's on the way for both Slam and DauT. We're still waiting for Classic Pro to keep to click up themselves. Yeah, no gold income for DauT. The second goal for him is on the left-hand side. But he doesn't really have a way to collect it. So it's looking pretty good for SalzZ. Slam still has some units over here. Is this open actually? It's not open since we had a little trade over here. Probably scouts versus archers. Slam ends up losing a bunch of his archers. Gonna be left on only 2. He's able to get 1 village down from Vinchester, but that's about it. Let's see if he can do any more damage here. Yeah, there's a 1 scout coming over from Vinch. Should be able to take on the archers for sure. And he will. There we go. Castle Age is here for Vinchester first. We have knights coming out right away. Meanwhile, DauT, of course, no access to goal. He is forced into the secondary goal on the left-hand side. If he wants to get any production going in the Castle Age whatsoever, right? But he's already got into the Castle Age. He can queue 1 knight up. And that's it. He's going for light cavalry right now. He's got 6 scouts. Send those back as well to defend himself. And here come the units. A lot of scouts. Vinchester's going for husbandry. Not like cavalry upgrade at all, but he should still be able to get some good damage over here. We'll see if DauT's able to garrison all these villages in time, though. We have houses, we have towers over here, but he's not paying attention, so he's going to end up losing a few extra villages for sure. Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Now that Classic Pro is getting to the castle edge himself, we're going to see Crossbowman and Balking Arrow coming up right away. He's significantly ahead in terms of archer count compared to Slam, and as a matter of fact, he's got as many archers forward as Slam's got archers full stop. Which is pretty good for Classic Pro, of course, because this means that he should be able to strike on more than one place at a time without falling behind, or defend himself, or defend his allies. He's going to have much more options, of course. So here comes Slams, trying to go up against Vinchester. Does not have ballistics right now. He's going for it, though. Yeah, and these villagers will survive for the time being for Vinch. While this goal is being denied right now, Vinchester does have a goal on the left-hand side that he could potentially collect from. Meanwhile, let's take a look at this. That does have light cavalry over here, but we do have knights already coming out from Vinchester and taking on the gold miners once again. The same old tire gold mine. Plus the second one now being denied as well. That's going to leave Gamer Legion with no access to cavalry anymore. They can only go for light cavalry, which is not going to cut it. So we have a university coming up for Classic Pro at all. He's starting to go for it. So we should see ballistics coming very soon. And it's looking pretty darn strong for assaults. Meanwhile, Gamer Legion, they do not really have a way to come back over here. To defend against all these archers without access to knights, they will require a siege, which they cannot afford, right? DauT cannot afford, and to take care of these knights, we will require either his own knights or monks, which once again he cannot afford. Or maybe pikemen, right? But pikemen are going to die to archers, so there's nothing that DauT can really do over here to protect himself, and he's gonna be relying on Slam, either providing protection for his teammate, or doing as much damage forward over here as we see Classic Pro and Vinchester do around DauT space, which is going to be a tall order, of course. To be fair, though, he's actually managed to get a good amount of damage. You take a look at the villager count over here from Vinchester, and actually he's lost a bunch of vills on the left-hand side. Yeah, it seems like he did not realize about this at all, and he ended up losing a bunch of villagers. Actually, his villager count now is going to be lower compared to DauT's. With the difference, of course, that Vinchester has already gone for archers, right? So he's got already a working economy. While DauT, on the other hand, is unable to go for it, so... yeah. Switches back and forth. Now Vinchester is looking a little bit stronger compared to DauT for worker count. Yeah, pretty close eco count for both teams. Triple stable for Vinchester. Well, with his current economy, most likely won't be able to sustain production from 3 stables. And Zdan's actually doing a good job, man. He's actually keeping a lot of pressure over here, not only against Vinchester, but now he's going up against Classic Pro as well. What a great counter read over here from Zdan. He's already been able to get so much damage done. There's TC coming up over here for Classic Pro. He won't be able to garrison all the villages inside it, of course, but we'll see if Slam can actually do any more damage over here or not. So far, it's actually done pretty well. We still have more crossbows for Classic Pro compared to Slam. But Slam seems to be a lot more effective with his units compared to Classic Pro, as Classic Pro wasn't able to get any more damage done over here around DauT space. Now he's going to go and try and get some damage around Slam space next. Let's see. There we go. It's coming over for the counter-strike. Meanwhile, at the same time, we see Vinchester going once again against DauT. Same good, same old wood line. Let's take a look at Classic Pro over here. How many crosses do we have for Slam to defend himself? But 33 versus 31, so this actually could be going in favor of Slam. Meanwhile, I'm pretty sure he had a second wave of crossbows somewhere. Might have gotten cleaned up over here. Yeah, I can only see these. But yeah, ClassicPro is going to walk away. He does not want to engage against Slam. Meanwhile, over here, DauT finally gets access to gold once again for a little bit. Even if not by much, it's going to be enough for him to produce something nice to defend himself with. But the comeback route over here for DauT's going to be arduous. It's going to be bumpy. It's going to be pretty tough. Let's see. Manual coming over from Vinchester. He's bringing the manual over from so far away. And that once again goes over to the secondary goal over here. Can he ever afford to go for a second TC? That just solved a lot of the issues for him. Right now he doesn't really have too much in terms of protection. Okay. DauT's HP pool is looking higher. The military count's about the same over there, so yeah, that should be able to defend himself just fine. Meanwhile, Vinchester and ClassicPro putting pressure against Slam. We have 48 crossbows right now. For ClassicPro, where are Slams and how many does he have? He's got 35 over here. He's got 39 total, so it's already looking much, much better for ClassicPro. It was only a matter of grouping his units up. He's always been on the lead. Crossbow count is just that usually he would be fighting with a smaller group than total, and now it's looking better. So DauT's able to defend himself, and now Slam's gonna be the one under a lot of pressure, which is pretty interesting to see. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, Slam's trying to put some pressure against ClassicPro, but I don't know if he'll be able to get anywhere near as much damage down over here as they need to come back. Just catch up, even. There we go. By the way, guys, Aftermath Z versus Fox Beta is beginning very shortly. I'm going to personally be covering that using Record the Games after this set is over. However, for those of you who might prefer to watch the sets live, I'm pretty sure Black Cather's probably going to be providing coverage over there, since he's been providing coverage for alternative series when we are not covering those live, of course. So I think so anyway. He's been doing that. You have to go and take a look. But yeah, for anybody who might want to just watch that live, you're going to have options. And yeah, of course, I'm going to be covering the Record the Games of that afterwards. And I'll be providing the Record the Games to other casters who might want to cover both series back to back too. Beautiful. That's going to be GG right there. It's fairly uneventful. They just realized they were behind. And they probably knew already. They were just trying to get some damage down, but they weren't able to do too much. So it's going to be game number 2 going in favor of SalzZ, equalizing the series. And we'll see in game number 3 who gets this, the lead once again. But now let's take a look at the achievements. And then for game number 3, it's going to take place on one of Gamer Legion's home maps. For military, we have a very nice KD for ClassicPro, approaching a 2-to-2 KD ratio over here. 2-to-1, sorry, KD ratio over here. Vinchester, on the other hand, getting very close to 1-to-1. On average, it's going to be significantly higher compared to Gamer Legion for SalzZ as a team. And as usual, taking a look at the economy, we're going to see a much stronger economy for SalzZ. And of course, this was actually really close at around this area, right? The moment DauT started getting pushed away from gold, about here, after we got like crossbows and knights coming up as the players started making a switch to the Castle Age. From this point, DauT started falling behind. You can see that they were actually looking stronger, Gamer Legion as a team, but this was absolutely instrumental. DauT getting the knight from gold, full stop, completely changed the game over here for SalzZ and allowed them to get so far ahead. Check a look at the society. You can see right here. You can see DauT starts to hemorrhage economy, and that allows SalzZ to come back. So well played! Switching a series is stupid, even though life is better. Yeah, I don't know. Some people will want to watch the series live. Some people will prefer to watch AM or Fox Beta, I imagine, over watching the closest set, right? But yeah, I imagine there's going to be an option. I'm not really sure. I'm just saying, but I think Blackadder might actually be covering Aftermath versus Fox Beta. He's been providing a lot of coverage for Terra Nova Duos, which is very much appreciated. But yeah, of course, we're going to be covering that series afterwards using Rex ourselves for those who prefer to stick around for this set until the end. Yeah, Classic Pro did a pretty good job also pulling ahead in numbers. While you take a look at the total amount of units trained, that's only going to be 5 higher for Classic Pro. But then when, once again, you take a look at the KD, this is huge because this allows him to stay ahead while producing a comparable amount of units. And it was a little bit of a struggle for Slam instead. Let's go. And welcome everyone then to game number 3 once again. I guess I'm just going to call the prediction off for the previous attempt and we are going to restart them. Restart the prediction contest. There we go, guys. Who wins game number 3? You have 5 minutes to get your predictions on. And there we go. So what do we have over here? We have actually Celts. Interesting. Huh. In Hamburger, I think. Geothermal Valley. So that's gotta be versus... Who was that versus, actually? Because I remember they played Oceania earlier. Can recall the second set. We have had so many series already. Determine your opponent. They wanted to be fair, is what they said. Okay, okay. Makes sense. This is actually really good sports from Gamer Legion because it can be an honest mistake, you know, and you might not want to punish your opponent into oblivion, but anyway. Still good. We are going to have the same civilizations for both teams. Mirror it is. And what do we get then for these civilizations? Starting once again, we're going to start actually with Celts this time around. Taking a look at Slam Civilization, which is also going to be the case for Classic Pro. We're going to get 25% faster attacking siege weapons. We're going to have also for Celts 15% faster working lumberjacks, as well as 15% faster moving infantry units starting in the Fuel Age. Besides that, for Celts, we'll also have priority for herdable conversions. And for the team bonus, siege workshops will work 25% faster. Malay, on the other hand, which we're going to see DauT use and Vinchester use as well, we'll get 66% faster researching ages. We're going to see on top of that a 33% discount on fish traps that provide 300% additional food. Malay will also get 10 and 20% cheaper battle elephant line units in the Castle and Imperial Ages, and for the team bonus, finally they'll get twice as much line of sight on docks and harbors. That's gonna be about it. We see already a dock coming up for Vinchester, docks come up for DauT. The players going for fishing ships. It's going to be the case also for Slam and even for Classic Pro as well. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. This particular map generation is going to be a little bit harder to roll out if you want to be greedy, because if we take a look at Classic Pro's side of the map, for instance, he's going already for walls, right? So it's going to be something like this and this. But that means that he's not going to have access to this gold. He's not going to have access to this gold, this stone, right? So he's not being greedy. He's being super safe over here, cautious. And he could potentially go for something like this, something like this, something like this, and he will be completely walled out. If they wanted to go for a team wall instead, they would have to go for something like this. This is close, I think, so maybe something like this, right? And then from this point onwards, it would be Vinchester's wall out. If they wanted to be a little bit greedier, they could have tried to go for something like this instead. So they can also secure this and this too. But it's fine. I think with the walls they've gone for, we still have like a bunch of gold over here available for Vinchester, right? We have plenty of stone as well, and they can potentially try to expand outwards later on in the game. What do we have for DauT instead? Maybe something like this. I would imagine something like this would be the best, but not the easiest. Maybe something like this if he wanted to wall himself only. But yeah, we could potentially see the walls come up. Then from here, up. Yeah, something like this, and they could potentially end up getting one full half of the map. Plus, they will be getting extra resources over here, for instance. All of this is significantly better than what Classic Pro would have access to with the walls he's gone for right now. This is just speculation, of course. We'll see what we get. You'll just see ready for DauT. Vinchester's getting to the village himself too. It's gonna take a little bit longer for both Classic Pro and Slam to go up to the village. They're gonna try the fast castle. And yeah, it's going to make for a very interesting matchup. Celts, Black Forest are an incredible civilization. And when you have a Black Forest-like map like this, you can potentially yield a very interesting game. I really admire this. Good sportsmanship. Yeah, completely agreed. Could still be a bomber assault plan on using Celts in the later games. That is true. That is true. I'm really sure. Let me take a look at which remaining maps we have, though. Clearing. We had Ushuaia. You know, maybe for Ushuaia. We have seen actually Celts being used over there, but I don't think losing Celts is going to be too detrimental. We had Ushuaia and Tenochtitlan. I don't think they were going to use it in Tenochtitlan. I think for that one, we're most likely going to see something like Lithuanians, maybe. For Ushuaia instead, if you don't get access to Celts, you can still go for Goths, you can still go for Japanese. We have seen those civilizations being used as well to put pressure on water with land units. Yeah, completely agreed by Ido as well. It would be completely acceptable for them to also give them a poor civilization, but yeah, it's good. Yeah, exactly. The reason why the rules like that is precisely because of that. One team already knows the other team's civilization, so they cannot just get a free pick. So this is the most fair. I guess the fairest. I imagine Dravidians would be a potential pick for this map. Dravidians, maybe, depending on how you wanted to play. Maybe if you wanted to go aggressive early on, I imagine. You know, we actually saw on this map different playstyles. We saw people just try to play for full economy, kind of like what they're doing right now for the most part. But we also saw sometimes some games, teams trying to go for full pressure from the get-go, like in the village already, as opposed to just trying to play for the late game. And sometimes it worked out pretty well. Dravidians for something like that would be pretty strong. Yeah. Completely agree. Alright, bunch of fish traps coming up already for Vinchester. Beautiful. It's probably going to be the case for DauT as well, right? Yeah, he's going for some right now. Let's check. Beautiful. There you go. Scout goes down. We're gonna have only one scout left over here for Classic Pro, and that's the only military unit currently. Vinchester's taking a little bit too long to get to the castle age, sorry, but he is going on a little bit of a stronger economy though at the very least, and I imagine that's going to be because of fishing ships, right? Yeah, compared to that, it's actually above 5 fishing ships higher. At this point, it's quite clear. It's just going to be like a standard late game Black Forest-esque kind of match over here with, you know, players going fast up. We're gonna see Siege coming out from Celts. See Arbalisters, Granby Warriors, variety of stuff for DauT, of course, Bombard Cannons. Potentially Vinchester, of course. And 3 additional DCs going up for ClassicPro. Wow. So that's gonna be 4 for him versus 3 for both rival players. And we are still waiting for Vinchester to get up. Once he does, he's gonna start pumping some TCs himself as well. He's used some stone to get the walls up, so he won't be able to go for... He needs to buy stone if he wants to go for 2 additional TCs. So what is the plan over here? He's gonna try to push for fast imp into full pressure. It seems like it was kind of the case, right? He's been able to keep up in eco count compared to DauT because of the extra vision ships. Alright. And it seems like he's just gonna try to play for fast imp. That is really curious. He's gonna be facing Molay as well, so he knows DauT's going to have the same options, just going to be 1 inch lower. I think Arbalesters and Bombard Cannons will be really strong. Until Zam at the very least gets to the Imperial Age, he's not really going to have an answer to that either. He will need to go for a bunch of onagers, which he's not going to get access to. So fast imp into Arbs, Bombard Cannons push could be actually really strong for Vinchester. He is not really going for any military upgrades just yet. He's just gathering the resources. Yeah. And he'll be up to the Imperial Age very soon. Where is he going for the buildings? He's got a siege workshop coming up over here. He's missing 1 still. And he's got almost enough resources to click up. So what we will see, probably a university or a monastery. The monastery is going to be cheaper, faster to produce, but it's not going to be quite as useful. Yeah, there we go. He's going for university. It's taking a little bit too long for Vinchester. He's already collected enough to go up to the Imperial Age. It's going to be delaying him quite a bit, but he should be on his way up. But check this out though! DauT on 3 DCs, double dogs as well, will click up to the Imperial Age himself at about the same time. So this is not really saving Vinchester too much time himself at all. And both players clicked up at the exact same moment. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, the situation for the Kale players are here. We have 66 workers for ClassicPro. We have 61 for Slam. Both players on 4 TCs already, so it's going to be neck and neck for them. And yeah, I imagine DauT's probably going to be getting a little bit further ahead in economy compared to Vinchester specifically, while going up to the Imperial Age at the same time, which is just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So well played. Hard to keep up with the Lord in these situations. There you are. Let's see. Extra archery range is coming out for DauT. Arbalester, yes. Coming out now for Vinchester Chemistry. Bracer just finished researching. Meanwhile, DauT took a little bit longer to get into the upgrades. He's only going for Bakinar right now, so we're still waiting for him to go even get Bracer out. Here we are. Beautiful. Cast is coming out for DauT. Vinchester is collecting some stone right now, but it's going to take some time before he gets to his own castle. Now we have our ballistas for both players. No, these are crosses actually from DauT. And he doesn't even have Bracer over here, but he's got more numbers, so he does end up getting a better trade against Vinchester, interestingly enough. Yeah, well done, well done. Actually, DauT gets an unlikely trade over there against our ballistas, coming out on top. There's the Imperial H is coming out right now for Classic Pro as well. We are just waiting for Slam to click up, and everyone, there we go, is going up. Everyone will be in the Imperial H very soon. There we go. Barely just coming now for Classic Pro. Very soon, only 1 minute left. Thumbring on the way now for Vinchester as well. We are still waiting for several upgrades over here. DauT's got Embracer, yes, but he's still waiting for chemistry. He's going for Panther Archer armor only right now, not even Leather Archer armor. And he's got Arbalester upgrades still on the way, so this could be pretty good for Vinch. The Bombard Cannons is what I'm mostly interested in over here. The castle doesn't end up taking the mana down over here, but we already have 2 Bombard Cannons plus potentially some more coming up very soon. It means this castle might go down. We'll see. Good attack round though for Vinchester. And on the right hand side we have double castle coming up for Classic Pro. Meanwhile, we already have 2 castles over here for Slam. Starting to bulk up with World Raiders. We see a 3rd castle coming up over here, so it's going to be full World Raider production. So yeah, of course it's going to be World Raiders, it's going to be Siege. Well, to be fair, World Raiders alone over here with all the upgrades might actually be enough, as against our ballistas they will actually clean everything up with good numbers. Good defense for DauT. And interestingly enough, Gamer Legion is actually behind the score over here a little bit. I don't think this is going to last for too long though. The moment we see this castle crumble from Vinchester, and it seems like it's going to, I think score is going to flip over. There's also the fact that we have a lot of military production coming out right now for Gamer Legion as well. They are ahead in that. So very soon they should be able to catch up and score. I'm actually kind of torn as to what is keeping SalzZ ahead in score, given that we have more workers and more military with a army value for Gamer Legion. It's probably just some scouting information, I would imagine, at this point. Yeah, it seems to be about that. Elite World Raider just finished researching for Classic Pro. He's got a 3rd castle coming up. Meanwhile, we see a 4th castle on the way already for Slam. And over here, you know, it's going actually pretty good for DauT. See? Beautiful. Castle crumble. Now we see Gamer Legion get ahead and score quite a bit. And only now the 4th castle coming up for Classic Pro. Meanwhile, we already had 4 for Slam, of course, and very soon he's gonna have enough to go for the 5th one even, and he's got it right now. That's going to boost his production potential by 20% or so. By 25% actually. He should be in a pretty good position. We have Blast Furnace over here for Classic Pro. Meanwhile, we have only Iron Casting coming up right now for Slam. But in terms of numbers over here, plus the Manos over here coming up as well for Slam. It seems like it's going to go in favor of the Gamer Legion player. It's hard to say. The upgrades are much better for Classic Pro, but we have a Mangonel over here as well for SalzZ to work with, plus a stronger production potential with extra castles and the defender's advantage over there. And both teams just trying to go for as many as possible. Getting a little bit better for SalzZ over here, 42 compared to 38. There we go. The engagement's actually going in favor of Slam. The castle's going down over there. The castle foundation for sure. Doesn't matter. Probably not. He does still end up pushing him back. Takes the trebuchets down. That's a lot of losses. Already for Classic Pro, and with all these World Raiders coming over, now we see Blast Furnace coming up as well. Plus, yeah, the fact that the 4th castle is not up yet for Classic Pro. And I'm really sure where the villager's trying to get the castle up, because I don't see anybody going over there to get the castle up at all. That means that we still have a 33% stronger production for Slam, and he should be in a pretty good spot. We do have extra villages for Classic Pro though, so at the very least economy is better for him. But without enough castles to queue World Raiders with, I guess that doesn't really matter too much now, does it? And then on the left-hand side we have Dodgeball and Skirmishers over here coming out from both players. You know, a bunch of World Raiders down south over here would do so much. So we see Classic Pro actually send a few, and this is going to be huge. Check this out. He's coming from behind. He's going to flank DauT. That's not going to be a good attack round, so the Mountain is going down. The Trebuchets are going down over here as well. Most likely we're going to see the Arbalesters, Skirmishers, and Bombard Cannons going down from DauT as well. Yeah, and where are SalzZ? He's sending the World Raiders down, but it's too late. That's already got him pushed away, and this is such a close game. Neck and neck for population, for economy, for military. Certainly has turned out to be quite an interesting game at this point. Made possible in part by Gamer Legion. Choosing Celts for SalzZ as well. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Counter push coming up over here for Classic Pro though. And Slam is able to defend himself for the time being. Individual play is better for Gamer Legion. Coordination better for SalzZ, guys. It's certainly looking like that right now. It certainly looked like that in game number 2 as well. However, yeah, game number 1 was like a little bit of a flunk for for SalzZ. That was pretty disaster. Yeah, it's just been a little bit better timed, a little bit better coordinated. You know, Classic Pro sending the units over here faster, earlier compared to Slam, getting a good cleanup against DauT's units. Yeah. Let's check. No trade still for either team? We don't have any trade coming up just yet, no. We'll take a look at the corners to see if they have some markets coming up maybe. But so far, not much of anything. So I'm willing to clean this up for sure. Yeah. Military count's looking a little bit better for Gamer Legion right now. And once again, that's going to be because of the... yeah, the head start that we had for that for Slam. He's been able to snowball it, so to say. But right now we have 4 castles for both teams, so if we get one good engagement, one better engagement coming up here for Classic Pro, he should be able to catch back up. Alright. As we see the World Raiders bump heads and trebuchets. Yeah, target each other. Let's take a look at the corners. We do have some markets over here already for Classic Pro. We have a market over here for Vinchester. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, no market's coming up for... Yep, no market's coming up for Gamer Legion, so we could potentially see some trade coming up from SalzZ. However, right now they're under a lot of pressure. On the left-hand side, here come the World Raiders. And this is more like what I want to see. I want to see more of a team play over here as opposed to 2 1v1s. And with World Raiders, Bombard Cannons, Arbalesters, and Skirmishers pushing on the left-hand side, Game of Legion's got an incredible push coming up over here, while SalzZ gonna be struggling to defend against this, of course, with only 1 player producing units. However, this means that SLAM is going to kind of fall behind in defensive units up north, though. If he sends reinforcement down south, he does end up falling behind up north. Now, he was able to survive over here, takes the Trebuchet down before the castles start crumbling, but we already see a bunch of World Raiders coming up and taking a bunch of villages over here. You can see the SLAMs going down in military and in economy quite a bit. Is that going to be enough for SalzZ to come back? Well, not yet. Vinchester is still looking a little bit weaker right now compared to SLAM in terms of overall population. Now, that's not the case anymore. SLAM's actually gone down a little bit further. Yeah, and if we take a look at this economy, he doesn't really have too much gold to keep on producing World Raiders with. So this could be really good for ClassicPro. ClassicPro's got already sustained gold income, so it's gonna be able to suppress SLAM over here for sure. And it's so curious to see, because the moment Gamer Legion starts playing as a team down south over here, it starts working much better for them, of course, but they start falling behind elsewhere. So it's always going to be there's always going to be a give and take here. There's always going to be a trade-off, and SLAM might actually end up paying a much steeper price than he was anticipating over helping his ally. We'll see if Vinchester ends up dying over here himself as well, or if it's going to be a good defense for him. There we are. Yeah. Castle's going down right away. Feels bad for ClassicPro. But yeah, this is looking so much stronger. What is the difference over here between the push down south and the push up north? ClassicPro's units are significantly stronger against buildings. They are significantly more versatile and resistant in general. While down south, DauT's gonna be putting pressure with Bombard Cannons, Arbalesters, and Skirmishers, which is not bad. The Bombard Cannons obviously will be taking defenses down, right? Will be taking buildings down. However, these World Raiders are also incredibly good at taking eco down. So SLAM's actually taking a lot of losses, and SalzZ pulling ahead in population by quite a bit right now. While Gamer Legion, they might still be pushing very, very nicely down south over here, but they have still not managed to suppress Vinchester completely. While SLAM over here is about to end up losing both final castles, not gonna be able to keep on going for World Raiders anymore. Very soon, this pressure is going to reach DauT's backdoor. So yeah. Good snipes over here, though. At the very least, he's able to get one of the trebuchets, but still he does end up getting cleaned up. Basically, the push up north is significantly stronger for ClassicPro compared to the push down south over here from Mr. DauT. This is going to be rough for DauT once we get all these World Raiders going down south. Should be able to take on the Arbalesters, Bombard Cannons, and whatnot. It's going to be able to put a stop to the push and prevent Vinchester from straight out dying. Now, Vinchester's actually moving some of his economy up north to where SLAM used to be. Yeah, and SLAM's pretty much dead over here, while Vinchester's still surviving. Now we have Karambit Warriors coming up for DauT. Now this is really interesting. Now this I like to see. He can get a bunch of Karambit Warriors, of course. However, it's going to take some time. How many castles do we have for him? These do produce fast. To be fair, he's got 3 castles, but is it going to be enough to hold on against the World Raiders? You know what? Maybe, but maybe if he started going for those a little bit earlier, because right now the World Raiders are already getting to DauT space and he does not have any defenses over here. A bunch of villagers start crumbling. Wow! I would have thought that the civilization they do end up granting SalzZ for game number 3 allows SalzZ to actually take the game. You know, this is gonna be haunting Gamer Legion a little bit. I kind of wonder if they're going to regret their decision to give Celts to SalzZ or not. But yeah, so far so good. We're gonna see Slam actually tried to go for TCs forward. Where Vinchester's... part of Vinchester's kingdom used to be. But yeah. See, Trams just finished researching for Classic Pro as well. Okay. Nice push. Cast goes down. Yes, sir. Oh, very close. Stays up, actually. Yeah, and Game Legion's starting to catch up now in military count, mostly because of the Karambi Warriors. DauT's got a steep hill to climb over here. With Slam kind of hopping on his back. And it's not going to be an easy one to overcome. Especially when there's so much action taking place everywhere. And he's got to defend himself, he's got to keep on pushing. Definitely been a struggle. Now we have C-Trams coming over here as well. Larvalesses were probably not going to be quite as effective anymore. To be fair, they were probably not the most effective against this amount of World Raiders anyway, but yeah. There we go. Yeah, you know, this is just going to be a full barrel through from Classic Pro on DauT's forward here, which means that, yeah, Vinchester can hold on over here and can start coming back if he wanted to. I mean, he's already in a pretty decent spot compared to Slam, right? But I might be able to get access to his resources once again. Pushing DauT away from here can be very, very impactful, as DauT on the back, he's got only one goal left on this pile, right? 150, which is not too much. And there are two piles over here, two tiles that I don't think he's scouted, actually. Yeah. So he's got only 150 gold left on the back. If Classic Pro is able to push him away from here, that's going to be hugely detrimental, of course, for Game Legion. Will be Game Legion's second loss, right? Despite the strong opponents, seeing them eliminated would be pretty crazy. Yes. I think so, yeah. I'm actually pretty sure. A lot of Karambi Warriors. There you are. Beautiful. And Vinchester's thriving here. He doesn't even need to pay for the farms. He can really start stealing everything that we had from Slam before. This is huge. This is like really, really good. Sick military count for Game Legion though. Yeah, Karambi Warriors over here are certainly paying off big time. And just under a little bit more pressure over here once again, but he's gonna be fine. He's already bouncing back up north, and you know, the moment DauT tries to focus a little bit harder on his push, he kind of falls behind in terms of defenses over here, and he's dropped under 80 villagers once again. And I'm really sure Karambi Warriors alone are going to suffice over here. We have a very scary amount of World Raiders for Classic Pro, actually. He's got 73 compared to 99 Karambi Warriors. That is not going to be enough of a lead for the Karambits. Let's check. This is what I want to see. World Raiders will completely flatten these units. we have more of them, and they're significantly higher HP, of course, and much stronger in general. So, yeah. We saw like 44 Karambit Warriors over here at the beginning, I think, and we had like 50 World Raiders. We're gonna have 35 left over here, even when fighting underneath both these castles. Still left for Classic Pro to work with. Beautiful. They just now have the fishing ships and he'll hurt Vinchester's current production. Vinchester's current production? Let me take a look. So Vinchester's collecting... He's got a bunch of farmers over here, so I don't think the fishing ships are going to do too much anymore. How many do we have here? It's going to be a very cheap source of food, but... yeah, I don't think it's proportionately speaking a large portion of his food income currently. Nice cleanup. Incredibly hectic game. I don't think we have gotten past 350 population before. Only now, interestingly enough. Or maybe 400 population, maybe. Oh, we might have gotten, actually, when they were just getting to the Imperial Age and they were going for units and it was still pretty even. We might have gotten very close to the, 800 population the players can go for, but for the last 10 minutes or so, it's just been disaster. Interestingly enough, for the most part, for Game of Legion, of course. But yeah, you take a look at the overall population, it certainly doesn't seem like a 1 hour long game right now. Hole? There's a hole? Over here? Yeah, it's the only wall that I see right now. Oh! Okay. So in the end, Slam's still able to go for World Raiders over here, and he's bouncing back. He's going up to close to 80 villagers. Which is not too far behind compared to Vinchester, right? Meanwhile, DauT still has got to bounce back. It's fallen significantly behind compared to Classic Pro. See a market coming up over here for Slam. We're gonna see a market probably come up down here, I imagine, from... yeah, one of these guys too. Oh, we have one from Vinchester. What is he doing? He's got to delete this one. He can't really trade over there. They're going to be trading from the right to the north. Which makes 100% sense. But over here, down south, it's not going to be the best. Hey, there we go. Market discovering the goal? I think so. Unfortunately, the location of this market is actually not allowing him to see the goal first off. And that is not going to be the most straightforward position for him to collect the goal from. Trade numbers for SalzZ. It's going to be 2 plus 24, so 26 trade cards. Meanwhile, Game of Legion's got nothing. Once again, the goal situation has been pretty dire for DauT for the most of the game, right? Over here on the right-hand side, we actually see Slam collecting from this goal, and DauT does not have access to any goal anymore. I mean, he does have access to these two tiles, but he's not started collecting from it just yet. Besides these two goals, we have one more over here that's going to be, for the most part, untapped. This one could be under Slam's control, as SalzZ falling behind the military count quite a bit. They're going to be unable to contest this. And this could be the beginning of a comeback for Game of Legion. You know, if they are able to get access to this goal, that's going to sustain their military production until trade kicks off. That might allow them to actually come back over here. I mean, check this out. 100 villagers right now for DauT, 100 workers. We have 95 workers for Slam, and they are coming back. No way! How is this game not over? Dude! To be fair though, SalzZ economy is going to start kicking off very soon. With 30 trade cards over here for Classic Pro to work with, he's going to start reaping benefits of that trade much earlier compared to Game of Legion though, in any case. Hey! Let's go! Slam's finally realized about this one. But that's not... Dude, that's not being collecting gold at all. Like, Slam's been collecting from here for the most part. That's got only the one villager, right? And Slam's gonna be getting control of this one as well to go for World Raiders once again. And he's collecting from this one. So no golds for DauT. Interestingly enough. World Raiders coming in from Slam on the right hand side. He's gonna try to get to the trade. Actually managed to get there, but he's gonna push back by defensive. World Raiders from SalzZ as well. And timing seemed to be a little bit off. So I would say for this series so far, teamwork has been a little bit better for SalzZ overall, but experience seems to still be paying off for Gamer Legion, and I think that's going to be mostly reflected in the timing, you know, for the trade. We see earlier trade for Classic Pro, for instance, for Vinchester, but then at the same time, they were already running out of resources by the time they started going for it. So Gamer Legion still is able to hold on to many of these extra golds. They're still going to be able to keep on going for military production while they go for trade. And I'm still waiting to see where the markets are coming up. Okay, so Snap's going for the market down south over here. We're going to see the market come up also for DauT. There we go. Yeah. Good defense over here for Classic Pro for the time being. Still a little bit of a struggle for them in terms of military. Especially now with so many trade cards. We have close to 50 trade cards for Classic Pro. He doesn't really have enough space to go for too many World Raiders. He's getting pop capped over here and he's unable to defend himself. So he just does not have the numbers. Yeah, and final trade starting to come up right now for DauT and Slam. That's pro over booming like Vinchell was thus. I thought GL was dead 15 minutes ago. What happened? This happened. They started going for trade after they ran out of resources, so they couldn't go for any more military anymore, and Gamer Legion was able to bounce back. Basically, we had no more pressure from SalzZ coming up anymore, and Gamer Legion had still access to some of the extra resources. They could keep on going for more, and they are going for trade right now, but they still have plenty of gold available, so it's not going to be anywhere near as painful for Gamer Legion to make the switch. They had a Lord. Being dead doesn't mean much to them. Yeah. That'll happen. What an incredible comeback. I mean, check this out. Now population's looking higher for Gamer Legion. Who would have thought this? Who would have thought this 20 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago? No way. SalzZ push was incredible, but they just ran out of steam so much faster. They suffer so much going for the trade switch over here, and yeah. Looking pretty darn strong. Wonder who Gamer Legion refused to give up. That is pretty interesting. If you guys were taking a look at the player's point of view on the side as well, was that actually the case that DauT wanted to keep on going and Slam wanted to resign earlier? Because that'd be quite the story for the clan, I'm pretty sure. For the team. I can imagine DauT calling Slam the quitter for the next 10 years. Just based off this one game. It was being like, I boom, like carry, you reboom? Probably. But yeah, I'm pretty curious. Anyway. Yeah. Gamer Legion is getting a very, very substantial lead at this point. And it doesn't seem like SalzZ got actually the ability to put a stop to this push at all. The Classic Pros lost a lot of economy himself. We'll see all the Karambit Warriors coming forward, taking on villagers, taking on trade cards as well. This is just disaster for SalzZ, and Gamer Legion's going to end up taking this one, right? Right? This gotta be over, surely. Slam's even going for Celtica right now and Siege Engineers, so that's going to spell a switch to, yeah, to Siege, and that's going to be GG. Wow, what a crazy game we have seen. SalzZ 2, Gamer Legion B1. Starting to look like it's going to be potentially an upset over here. Still have 2 games, of course. Gamer Legion could potentially take these, but yeah, keep in mind that SalzZ is lower seeded compared to Gamer Legion. Let's go and take a look at the achievements real quick. We're gonna see for military, first off, a higher kill ratio for Classic Pro. It's gonna be 5-4. We're gonna see for Vinchester a very close to 3-4 in the end, but while it might have been a little bit higher on average compared to Gamer Legion, it didn't matter because of, yeah. Because of what? I usually always say over here. Wrong score? Oh, Gamer Legion, sorry. I was going to say it didn't matter because of the stronger economy, but that actually is not true. So yeah, how they were able to come back over here is actually going to be kind of a mystery. In a sense, you take a look at the stats over here, it certainly does not check out. Better KD on average over here, with a stronger economy towards the end. It's basically just going to be the switch to the trade that actually killed their push. And yeah, over here with the access to some of the extra resources after pushing Vinchester away, Slam was able to collect from those extra resources. Allowed for them to keep on putting pressure, so pretty interesting. Just wondering, since Arbalester numbers were low, couldn't Celts go Hazard for better rates? They can go for Hazard, but the Wood Raider is going to be the better unit overall. Much more versatile, it's not going to die to enemy pikemen or stuff. They have the same advantage? Yeah. Who produced the most units over here? Interestingly enough, Classic Pro produced more Wood Raiders than DauT produced Karambit this game. And it was still not enough. Let's go back. Welcome everyone to the next game of the series. We have one of the new civilizations over here. We're gonna see for DauT Bengalis. It's going to be pretty interesting to see over here, but let's go and talk about the civilization, starting on the left-hand side one at a time, starting with Slam and DauT. What do we get? Well, first off, Slam's playing with Berbers, which means 15 and 20% cheaper stable production in the castle, stable unit production in the castle and Imperial Ages, as well as 10% faster moving villages, but also 10% faster moving ships. For the team bonus, Berbers will also have access to Genitors, while taking a look at this teammate, we're going to see DauT playing with Bengalis. Now, Bengalis will get elephants that take 25% less bonus damage, as well as they have a little bit of conversion resistance. Besides that, we're going to see for Bengalis, I think they're the civilization that spawns 2 new villagers from the TCs each time that they go up to the next stage, because you have a double TC start over here. It could potentially be very strong. And we're going to keep an eye on that for sure. And then on top of that, what else is it for Bengalis that they get? They can garrison. Sorry, no. They get extra villages. I think there's a 15% something. Let me check real quick. For Bengalis, that's the one that I'm still struggling to recall. Oh yeah, ships regenerate 15 HP per minute. For the team bonus, trade units will yield 10% food in addition to gold, which can be very good, of course. And taking a look at the right-hand side, we're going to see Vinchester playing with Portuguese, which is a pretty standard civilization for hybrid or open or land maps, rather, where he'll benefit from a 20% gold discount on military units. We're going to have also for Vikings, I was trying to read the chat at the same time. We're going to have also for Portuguese 10% extra HP on ships. They have 30% faster research and upgrades, access to Factory in the Imperial Age, and then for the team bonus, we're gonna get also for Portuguese shared vision from the get-go for free. So yeah. Finally then, taking a look at Classic Pro Civilization with Hans is going to begin with 100 less wood, but he does get no need to build houses, so it's gonna start with 200 population support already, as you can see. While on top of that, we're gonna see for Hans also 50% accuracy on Trovish as opposed to 15%. 10 and 20% cheaper cavalry archer units in the castle in Imperial Ages. And for the team bonus, 20% faster working stables. I remember Viking longboats being really good here when somebody played this map. They can be, it depends on what the opponent goes for. Usually you're just going to want to stick to war galleys unless you're up against fire ships or potentially fast fire ships. Against that, it's going to be pretty good to go for longboats. I guess it can allow you to maybe clean this up a little bit easier. Although I don't think these units are going to chase your galleys too far away. Maybe just with standard galleys or even fire galleys if you just get far enough for them to not chase it too much. They're still going to be able to take these down anyway. But yeah. Did they get the elephant resistance? Bengalis? I'm pretty sure they do. Let me take a look at the tech tree. That one I just said from memory, so I'm not 100% sure. Elephant units receive 25% less bonus damage and are more resistant to conversions. Yes, that is correct. Hello Maras, I just came back. How did GL win G3? It's a perfect opportunity for you to go and check the VOD. Although, I can just give you a summary as well. Basically, SalzZ ran out of steam and we still had extra resources for Game Legion to push back with. So they were able to hold on. Anywho, fuel age is coming up already for Vinchester. He's going up on 37 workers. On double TC start, you're usually just going to see players fast castle. Given the small difference between going up to the fuel age faster or fast castling, players are usually just going to opt to fast castle instead. And yeah, let's take a look at what the water situation looks like currently. Alright, so we have one dock for each team over here. One from Classic Pro up north and one from DauT. And Classic Pro is not going up to the fuel age himself just yet. Meanwhile, DauT's going up and he's got a second dock coming up over here as well. So let's take a look. He knows about Classic Pro's dock. So this could be really good. He should end up getting full water control up north. Meanwhile, the left-hand side seems to be completely empty. Down south, we see Slam over there. And I imagine it's going to be Vinchester alone on the right-hand side, right? Well, Classic Pro is here actually too. But collecting from 2 pawns seems to be kind of risky. Does he know about that? He's got no idea! This can be really strong. DauT's already gonna start going for fire galleys from the get-go. Well done. Utter and complete dominance from that. Check. Market in the way. Yeah, that's just gonna go up to the castle age soon anyway, but this investment into water means that he's delayed a little bit, but it shouldn't be too much. Just managed to get full control of here, so he's gonna be getting the farms. But he's going for the left-hand side one just yet. Beautiful. There we go. Castle Age is going to be here for everyone except for DauT. Although he's been able to get some damage down over here, he's going to end up going up a little bit later compared to everybody else, but should still be fine. For resources, Vinchester's been collecting a lot of stone. We're going to see a castle come up very soon for him, which is very standard to see for Portuguese as well. Potentially a castle into organ guns. And I'm kind of curious, DauT's actually going to start collecting some stone himself over here as well. And this can be very strong. Bengalis, as we already saw, they can be absolutely incredible. And I don't actually remember if it was Gamer Legion actually who took advantage of Rathas, or if it was AM during Race of the Elephants final series. But yeah, I think they should know. They should know exactly what they can get to by going for Rathas, so we'll see. Portuguese don't really make their castles solely for petards. Their TC is coming out for slams, got into the castle age, is probably going to end up getting pushed away from here. This can be really good for Vinchester if he is able to get the castle left, although we see 2 knights over here. Is that going to be enough for him to deny the castle? Probably not. But he's going to delay it quite a bit, right? Well, yeah. Yeah, but the castle should be coming up, right? With the quick walls coming up over here. Yes, the castle does come up for sure. Wait, it's open! It's open still! Wait a moment! Is this castle getting denied? It was open! It's still open! And he can go after the next villagers? I think he can. It's so close, it's so close, it's so close. It's close actually. This is close. This one stone wall over here allows him to get the castle up. But he's taking so many losses. It's gone down to 44 workers. Does manage to get the castle up in the end though. That's going to be a very nice trade for Slam, but they're getting 9 villagers so far from Vinchester. A little bit disaster, yes, fortunately for him. WTC starts still going to leave him on a strong enough economy to start going for organ guns right away, and even to potentially go up to the Imperial Age, which Vinchester, he just adores this strategy. Oftentimes, you know, probably more often than not, I see Vinchester go for this exact same thing every time that he plays Portuguese, or most often than not. I actually think Vinchester is the pro most likely to do DauT castles when he's already behind. Well, this certainly is going to support your hypothesis a little bit. Well, nice raid over here though. Doesn't seem like Vinchester's paying too much attention at all. Okay, now he is. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be enough for him to hold on. Anyway, we have a castle now up from DauT as well, so we're gonna see Rathas come out. Remember guys, the testing that we had, Rathas versus organ guns actually coming out on top? Wait. You know what, I actually don't recall. Did Rathas or did organ guns come out on top from the testing we did? Yeah, like quite literally I cannot recall anymore. That was a while ago, already several weeks. Second castle coming out for Vinchester. He's going up to the Imperial Age right now as well. Pretty standard stuff for the red player. See? Just seems like a complicated test considering how many ways you could try micro Rathas. Yeah. From the test that we did on stream, it was just going for a bunch of Rathas and trying to use them against the same amount of resources into organ guns and just try Rathas both in range modes and in melee modes, but I actually don't remember which one came out on top. There we go, nice defense. You know, Rathas are very strong. But elite Rathas are significantly stronger. Standard Rathas are actually not that high HP. Okay, just finished getting bloodlines. That is going to help a little bit. Second castle's coming up as well. Gamer Legion's getting a nice lead. Oh, they're taking on the fast fire ships too. This can be huge. This monument, if I'm not mistaken, is going to give 90 gold per minute. Where's the cactus, by the way? I didn't see the cactus anymore. In the 1v1 version of Tenochtitlan, there's actually a cactus at the very center, which represents the legendary cactus that they used to build Tenochtitlan around that. Nice push. Their castle. Well, Vinchester is already in the Imperial Age. He's got trebuchets coming out over here. Is that going to be enough organ guns for him to hold on against all the rat-ass knights coming out from DauT+slam? Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Especially with the castle coming up over here, it's going to be a... Yeah, it's going to be certainly a struggle for Vinchester to hold on. We'll see. That's good trebuchet though. Do they need to kill all fires before they can claim it? Because I'd have expected someone to go for it by now. Otherwise, yeah, they needed to get them all. So they collected already, or they actually picked the final one, and somebody could potentially go and try to get control of this. It's pretty good. From Vinchester, might be able to get the castle down. Meanwhile, on the right hand side, Slam's roaming around, taking on ClassicPro. ClassicPro was just booming away himself. And this can be really, really good for Slam. He's got chain barred in armor already, so he should be able to raid no problem. There we go. One castle's gone down already. He's able to defend these cherishes. He's got two more coming out right now, so going after both these castles. Wow. That was... Did not react over here at all. He's bringing all the Rathas over to the right-hand side, so they'll take on ClassicPro. They'll try to take on ClassicPro, but he did not defend himself whatsoever. I thought he would be able to get enough Rathas to defend against the Organs and even take the trebuchets down, but it's been a big struggle. We have only... Yeah, we have only +1/+1 for DauT currently. So these are not the strongest units against TCs, and it's been a little bit of a struggle for them to get too much damage down over here. Although, to be fair, ClassicPro has actually fallen behind quite a bit himself. In fact, ClassicPro is falling to the same population, or a comparable population compared to Vinchester. Already kind of spells troubles for them. He's afraid to fight the Organs and the 2 cats, I suppose. I think he should have... I guess he could have tried to just go in melee mode and try to snipe the trebuchets. That's what I was actually expecting, at the very least, and then potentially use range mode to take on the Organs. But yeah, it's understandable. Extra TCs coming up for Slam right now, as if they were not strong enough already. They're gonna keep on getting further ahead in economy. We'll see already a very nice lead for Gamer Legion. Yeah, and it's a big struggle over here for ClassicPro as well. While he did have a bunch of stables to produce from, his economy doesn't really allow for him to go for too many nights, so it's been pretty rough. It should be going down as well. Yes, sir. Certainly seems to be the case. Gamer Legion's just going for the exposed economy outside and going to give up on the center a little bit. This could potentially allow ClassicPro to move over to the center and try to come back, right? But just gaining access to these extra resources, Gamer Legion's kind of abandoning currently. But with the momentum we have from Gamer Legion, plus the extra resources it would take for ClassicPro to bounce back with extra TCs and extra farms and whatnot, Gamer Legion should be able to hold on to a lead, especially as both players are already going up to the Imperial Age. We're gonna see access to bombard cannons. We're gonna see access to Cavalier for Slam, right? And they might be able to start pushing back very, very soon. It's just 3 different directions to move from the center and give the speed of the organs. He has to pick one direction and stick with it. Yeah, seems to be going down south over here. Basically, so that he can push whatever is remaining from Slam over here down. But then he could potentially try to make a play for DauT over here up north. For one over here, right? Here he comes. That's a scary amount of organ guns, man. He's got an arquebus, which is huge. Arquebus gives gunpowder units ballistics for Portuguese. Which means, of course... yeah. It's going to be so good. So much harder to take care of. These are not elite, by the way, just yet, though. Vinchester's got a strong economy. He might be able to go for it. Nice raids down south on the water. Village is going down for Slam. Still much stronger economy for Gamer Legion with both players in the Imperial Age already. We should be expecting to see Galleon probably from DauT's gonna try to come back on water. We can see he's going for the War Galley right now, for the War Galley upgrade, and so is Slam. So we're gonna see probably Galleon come up for these players. Play Barlin armor for Slam. We'll see also Cavalier, just finished researching, so that's going to be 20% cheaper Cavalier production for him. And can they get a strong lead back once again? We'll see. You count the units. We have 2 castles for DauT to produce Rathas with. He's going for leather archer armor now as well. Just going to boost these guys. Armor. Yeah, we need a trebuchet from Vinchester, so he can go and take the castle down. He can take the stuff down as well, right? Oh, he's going for Navy himself, actually. He's going for Galleon right now. As we see Galleon coming up for DauT. Should be better for Vinchester because the bonuses for Portuguese is going to be cheaper for him. It's going to be higher HP too. But yeah, you know what? SalzZ actually holding on really well. They might be able to catch back up. 100 villagers right now for Classic Pro. Close to 100 villagers for Vinchester. Classic Pro is going to start struggling over here fairly soon, but he's managed to get the walls up on time at the very least. It's going to buy him a few seconds only though. It was very low HP, so these walls are going down right away. Check. Beautiful. Oh man, it's open! DauT sending in villagers. This should be good. We had a castle come up over here. Oh man, this is a huge raid. If Classic Pro realized about the opening over here, probably would have been able to hold on just fine. He was doing a pretty good job up until that point. And now it's going to be a little bit of a struggle for sure. Slam is going for petards too, so it seems like he's going to just try to bust through over here and come in with Cavalier. I think he should be able to. The petards are here. We have 1 though anyway, and we have 2 more coming up. So yeah, he should be able to bust through over here. He's going to go in with Cavaliers and the petards already, and doesn't seem like Vinchester's paying attention over here, otherwise he would have tried to get the petards down. But yeah. All the organ guns coming back from Vinchester. A bunch of knights coming back from Classic Pro as well. He's going for Cavalier right now too. And there we go. Here come the units. The petards busted through the gates. That's a lot of pressure coming out right now from Slam. And we don't really have too much in terms of defense over here for Vinchester, so that could be good. Extra castle coming out for DauT on the right hand side. This push is still very, very strong. Yeah, well, SalzZ was looking very good for military before, and they were falling behind in economy. That they are falling behind in both regards. Gamer Legion B, ahead in a military count, ahead in worker count. These are elite Rathas already, which are significantly stronger, of course. Nice. These are range mode Rathas as well. Paladin coming up for Classic Pro, yeah. That's one thing, you know, Slam's not going to get access to, but he would get access to Heavy Kamen Rider if he needed to, and as a matter of fact, he's already going for it, so that's pretty good. And yeah, we're talking about Bengalis over here as well, so Bengalis and Berbers should be able to keep on putting pressure up over here. Man, Rathas are so freaking good. They're just taking on everything. Huge engagement going in favor of Gamer Legion still. The Cherishes over here will try to get the castles down. Might be able to get one castle, maybe even both castles down, but it's still not going to put a stop to this pressure from DauT. The unit he already has right now to work with is still looking pretty darn strong. I'd definitely love to see some more support from Slam, but he's just been trying to take on Vinchester on his own over here down south. He's got now the Cavalier coming over once again, a second wave of units. Yeah, and as the castle crumbles, DauT goes for the castle once again right away. He goes for another castle to replace this one. Beautiful. Yeah, man, you know what? Ratha's still surviving over here pretty well. But definitely love to see some more units coming over from the back castles from DauT so that he can keep production up. There's going to be the 5th castle for him, so that can be very strong. Did DauT get the unique technology for Rathas? Let me take a look. Nah. You're talking about pikes. Rathas and elephant units attack 30% faster. No, he didn't get it. He's not going for Mahayana either, which will allow him to go for a few extra units as it brings population cost of villagers down by 10%. So military wins games and economy secures military. The balance is what makes this game so great. Too much eco and you can't have enough military. Too much military and you don't have the eco to keep it up. The balance is so amazing. Not only that balance, but the ability to actually utilize what you get for yourself. Which is also going to separate, of course, the higher level players from the lower level players. When you have enough economy to go for a lot of military, but you're just not able to keep up, right? And just end up floating resources. There are so many layers of complexity to the game that makes the skill ceiling incredibly high, of course. That's gonna be GG. Yeah. They cannot put a stop to the push over here anymore. Gamer Legion B will take the series. The current score of 3-1, and now game number 5 is going to begin very shortly, and we'll see if SalzZ is able to secure a second point over here, or if they will end up falling behind 4-1. So yeah. Get knowledge to know when to go for what is amazing. Yep, yeah, takes a long time, takes long hours for sure. A lot of dedication to get to the top. And if you were to think of the Age of Empires community as a group of professionals, these are the top level PhDs available in the community. Let's go and take a look at the achievements real quick then before jumping into game number 5, going back and seeing which map is left. I think it's Ushuaia. I think Ushuaia is going to be the 5th one, but anyway, we see a very nice KD over here for Vinchester, about 3-2. Did it matter? No. It was better on average for DauT and Slam. Especially with a much stronger economy over here, Gamer Legion did not really care too much about the efficiency of the trades at the end because they were just able to go for so many units. Not to say that they did not care when actually taking the engagements, but I'm just saying that it was not quite as impactful actually, so. Yeah, well done. Towards the end, you can see that they were also starting to go for trade cards too, which we did not see come up for SalzZ whatsoever. Yeah, we even had most of the fishing ships left over here for DauT at the end. I'm kind of wondering if he was actually able to take advantage of it or not. Well, anyway, let's just go back and wait for the next one. And welcome everyone then to game number 5, the final one of the series. We're going to see on the left-hand side Vinchester playing with Vikings and classicpro playing with Lithuanians. Meanwhile, we're going to have on the right-hand side Slam playing with Vikings and DauT playing with Dravidians. Dravidians for DauT. We saw Dravidians actually for SalzZ, didn't we, before? Yeah. Now we are going to see them again. For Gamer Legion. Let's talk about the civilizations real quick. With Vikings then affecting 2 players in the match. They're both going to have 15, 20, and 20% cheaper Navy units in the field, castle, and Imperial Ages. As well as 20% extra HP on infantry units. They get free wheelbarrow, free handcart, and on top of that, we're going to see for Vikings also for the team bonus a 15% discount on docks, which can be really strong now. It's pretty interesting. This is the map where I said, okay, maybe using Celts for clearing is going to be kind of detrimental because sometimes you're going to see players go for Celts on this map when trying to go for a cup-style militia push against fishing ships, right? But they do have other options, of course. They do have other civilizations for that. And in the end, doesn't seem like anybody's going to be thinking of that. So instead, we'll most likely just end up... Yeah, we'll most likely just end up getting a full Navy push, I would assume. So we have taken a look at Vikings. That's going to be affecting both players over here, right? Then we have Lithuanians for classicpro, which means 150 extra food upon start in the game. We're going to have for Lithuanians also 10% faster movement skirm and spearline units, as well as 1 extra attack on knights and light units per each relic garrison up to 4 relics, up to +4 attack. And then for the team bonus, we're going to see for Lithuanians also 20% faster working monasteries. As for Slam over here, as for DauT playing with Dravidians, we talked about Dravidians already in game number 1. I'm just going to talk about them again so that it helps me remember the stuff because it's a new civilization. And for Dravidians, we're going to get 200 extra wood upon reaching a new age. They're going to get also a 50% discount on barracks upgrades. And then on top of that, we're going to see for Dravidians 25% faster attacking skirm and elephant archer line units, while also getting villagers and fishing ships that collect 15 extra resources before going over to drop them. For the team bonus, and you take a look at population over here, we're going to see the Dravidians actually provide 5 population support per each dock as if they were houses. And that's going to be about it. So it's kind of like a Slav bonus, right? Bonus is going to, for Slavs, the bonus is going to be for all military buildings. But for here, it's just going to be for docks, for the civilization. And Dravidian civilization with the opposite table. That civilization made the Aztecs table look good. Yeah. Seems strange to me. Well, we'll see what we get. I think this is just going to be a full play for water as opposed to going for like scouts and archers, right? Because you do have the hybrid terrain over here. This is a frozen river, so to say, or it's a semi-frozen river. You can walk over it, or it's shallow. I'm not really sure how you go about describing this one. But you can walk on top of it. We have penguins here, right? And then you can also sail, so I guess it's like... Maybe like a frozen river with icebergs, I guess, would be a way of thinking about it. Anyway. Yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be for water. push. Beautiful. So the first player to go out to the castle age will be DauT. First player to go up to the field age, sorry, is going to be DauT, followed by Slam. From Gamer Legion, meanwhile, classicpro is beating Vinchester to the punch, right, to the field age by quite a bit, and he's going to be the first player, period, to go up to the field age from all four. There you go. Participate prediction? Only you betting? Is that so? Correct. Only one person betting. Well, I'm just going to return the points then. And we can do something else. We are going to enable predictions, but not for who wins the game. We are going to enable predictions for which which team has the player who trains the most of any unit type. Gamer Legion B and SalzZ. 5 minutes for you to vote over here. Oh, I cannot do it. It's too long. Which team makes the most single unit type? Okay, now it's working. Basically, this is who has the highest count at the end screen for who has produced the most of any individual unit type. Eating penguin? No, you cannot eat the penguin. Penguins will attack your villagers, but they are very weak and they do not have any meat. So yeah, you cannot do that. Nice defense over here. He did end up losing one villager though. Actually make that 2. I think let's take a look at Vinchester. Yeah, I was setting up the prediction, sorry about that, but yeah. He doesn't get in a few picks. Now he's gonna try to get another one. Cannot do it. Have a nice stream, Nova. Gonna call it a day. Okay. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for stopping by. I can only bet zeros, no. Betting makes it easier for me to claim I was right, even if my prediction was wrong. Rip. Gamer Legion was definitely eating one. No, SalzZ, sorry. Is that so? Oh, wait a moment, that is correct. Why does it have the turkey skin? This does not seem to be accurate. I'm not really sure if it's bugged out. But yeah, I didn't think you were allowed to eat the penguins. Well, it doesn't really have too much food. At this point, it is going to be Navy play over here, at the very least for Mr. Slam. DauT, on the other hand, is certainly going to struggle a little bit more in that regard. He's going for archers, actually. SalzZ has 1 water. They should definitely come out on top. We have more galleys over here, and Slam's got a very small amount of galleys. SalzZ does end up coming on top on water, which is actually really interesting, right? Because you would be expecting DauT to be going for that instead, but no. Instead, he's got a couple forward villagers going for a forward archer range. He's got some archers coming out right now. He's got the Minotaurs over here still. And this is something else that Dravidians can go for. With the extra resources they get one going up to the next stage, plus a discount on barracks upgrades. Like a feudal archer push is actually really strong for them. But yeah, because of all the things you have been talking about in the chat already before, it's not going to be the most scalable kind of unit choice for him. Without like in upgrades. Emotional trauma from unexpected penguin cruelty is real though. Yeah, I don't think we have any extra penguins, right? Carcasses anyway. Oh, we do actually. There is one over here once again. 2 actually, but they have the wrong skin. I'm not 100% sure if that is actually in game or if that is capture return. So I'm just going to go and take a look real quick. You know, it's in game 2, so it's not just capture reach. Yeah. And full water control for SalzZ for sure. Game Legion on the other hand, putting a little bit of pressure on land, of course. Or archers. Still no fletching though for DauT. Real problem though is you can't reinforce a 4 without water control. Yeah, you cannot do it, but if you have 2 villagers forward already in the village, that should be enough for you to go for as many buildings as you need. If you do end up losing the villagers, you're kind of wrecked though. And do we have any villagers over here left? Yeah. We have both villagers actually from DauT. He's gone for a second archer range and he's going for a market right now. As long as he can keep these villagers alive, he should be fine, but it's going to prove very difficult, of course, especially as we make a transition to the castle age. There we go. Yeah. Still looking kind of threatening with all the archers, but so far he's not really been able to do too much. He's pushed some villagers away from wood, but then we already have a back woodland over here for Classic Pro. So he's fine. Nice tower. Yeah, that's pretty good. Castle is coming out for Slam. Castle is coming out for Vinchester. Preemptive walls coming in as well for Mr. Slam. Skewed though. Oh, that's a nice quick wall from Vinchester, killing a bunch of these archers down. He's got his own defensive archers as well, so he does end up cleaning these units up from DauT. Wow, that was really good. DauT ended up losing all his archers over there. He's got only 2 left over here to work with. One actually garrison inside the archer range, so only 1 over here plus the skirmisher, and that's kind of rough. Looking pretty rough. Here we go. Beautiful. Good defense over here so far for DauT as well. So with both players about to get to the castle age, not only Vinchester was already up, but now even Classic Pro on his way up to the castle age. Doesn't seem like DauT will be able to do too much of anything over here anymore. There's a little pause. There's a little pause over here. Let's check.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, Stan's trying to come back over here. He's getting to the castle age a little bit faster, so he got to War Galley a little bit sooner as well. In terms of military count, it's actually very close between Game Legion B and SalzZ. In terms of actual navy units, it's actually looking significantly better for SalzZ still, as we had so many land units, especially for DauT. Yeah, and you know, with War Galley coming up over here for Vinchester, you should be able to hold on over here. Classic Pro seems to not care too much about the galleys himself, though. Alice. Slam doesn't have that big a timing advantage though. Yeah. True. We're about to finish upgrading the War Galley over here as well. There we are. And now HP pool is actually looking higher for SalzZ. Well done. They will end up pushing Slam back. Meanwhile, forward, we have forward Siege Workshop, a forward Archer Range Stables coming up over here for Vinchester and Classic Pro. Some crosses coming over as well. There's actually some good damage that Vinchester's already been able to do over here. So it took some time for Slam to even get a decent presence on water. Meanwhile, Vinchester and Classic Pro taking advantage of the water presence they had already before. Send villagers forward. They are going to start putting a lot of pressure over here. Check this out. That's a lot of villagers. Slam's not realizing about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 villagers going down over there. This man is actually kind of trapped over there, which is actually more useful than not in this particular situation, as he's got nothing to defend himself with. But yeah, SalzZ looking great. They do retain water control. There's not too much going on over here from DauT anymore. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, both SalzZ players are just looking so darn strong. There's a castle drop over here coming up for Vinchester as well. While DauT's been collecting a lot of stone to go for a castle himself very soon, he does not have it just yet. So it's gonna be rough. Let's check. Okay, defensive castle's coming up now for DauT. Yeah, and Classic Pro we'll keep on getting villages over here. Yeah. Not much anymore from DauT. The only thing that we have over here on the left-hand side of that screen is just the buildings, but no military units coming out at all. So I'm pretty curious about this. It seems like you can't concede water on this map because the only way to secure your land economy... Your land economy is... You can't defend yourself with land units, but if you try to go for water and you get pushed back, you just fall behind so much. It's very hard to keep on defending afterwards. So yeah, you kind of do have to play for water. If you, if you do play for water, you have to win water. You can realistically play for land only, but it's going to be significantly higher risk, of course. I'll keep them from crossing with your ships. Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We don't have enough water over here to make it so that they cannot they cannot build anything because of cannon galleon or anything. So you can defend definitely with land alone, of course, but preventing crossings definitely going to require water. I absolutely agreed. Check. Beautiful. Slam's looking a little bit stronger over here for HP pool, but I don't think SalzZ should be falling behind over here at all. Hey, we have... how are these called? Urumi, I think it was. Urumi Swordsman. Hey, nailed it. Urumi Swordsman, yeah. Interesting. There we are. And here come the guys. I don't think I have seen this unit before being used in a tournament. Not even in Raise of the Elephants, I think. Ah, it's so nice. Sword Whip. Seems so interesting. Left hand side. It's now starting to get to scary numbers, man. Once again, realistically, SalzZ should be able to hold on to water over here. They do have still a better position. Extra docks as well. I think we have only like 3 docks for Slam. Yeah. He's going for the 4th one right now as well. But if SalzZ makes a push for water over here once again, they should be in a better position. They should be able to hold on to this control. Especially because of their stronger economy, of course. Here we go. Gas is coming up forward from Classic Pro. We see Berserks coming out from Vinchester. They're just going to feel at home on this map, even though it's very far away from home for the Vikings. I know they say the Vikings actually came to the Americas significantly earlier than the Spanish and the rest of the Europeans. But yeah. Beautiful. Defensive castle over here for DauT. And Imperial just coming out for Vinchester. For Classic Pro actually. But yeah, how's the situation on water once again? Slam's just kept on going. He's just gone for it very, very heavily. He's got a lot of extra units coming out by the minute. Meanwhile, Vinchester seems to have dropped the ball a little bit. He's going for extra villagers, trying to work on his economy, but he's falling behind the Navy over here, which means we won't really have too much for them to defend themselves anymore on water. Fortunately though, Vinchester did manage to get a forward castle, so a forward castle and the forward DC as well, so he's got plenty of villagers to work with. He can keep on going for more buildings if he wants to. Meanwhile over here, Classic Pro's got a bunch of villagers left around the starting castle too, which is pretty good of course, because that means that he can keep on reinforcing his push with extra buildings and whatnot. But yeah, it seems like they are going to end up getting pushed away from water over here eventually. At the very least, Slam's looking very strong still with 32 over here. War galleys. Significantly higher HP pool, significantly higher navy count compared to what Vinchester's got available now. And I imagine Vinchester's probably going to try to play for the Imperial Age instead. DauT's going up to the Imperial Age himself. Slam's going to be on his way very soon, and Classic Pro is the player going up faster compared to anybody else. So we'll see. Beautiful. This game seems like it might actually go late, but not sure what GL do about Lithuanian Pala. I mean, I guess we are starting to make a transition to late already, right? There's another castle coming up over here for Classic Pro. So technically true, but I don't think this is going to keep on going for much longer than this. As the raids begin now for SalzZ on Gamer Legion's side of the map. Gamer Legion's got no defenses on land at all. And even Lucho over here are going to be so strong. Let's take a look at how many relics Classic Pro's been able to get. 0 relics just yet. Up until this point anyway. But yeah, Lucho already completely dominating over here. Getting so many villagers down already. More villagers going down as well. We have a Lucho now as well for Classic Pro. He's going for more. He's got trebuchets already. And he's gonna try and get DauT's castles over here. DauT. He's been going for the most part for Urumi swordsman. But it doesn't seem to be paying enough currently. What is this stat, by the way? What is this charge? What did it do? Oh, right. They get charge attack, just like, what is it? Yeah, just like the Burgundian one, the Custilier. Right. I had completely forgotten about that. Yeah, well, it doesn't seem like it's going to be particularly strong though anyway. That's going to be GG, yeah. That goes it right there, and SalzZ is going to end up taking game number 5 now. Gamer Legion B, they still do end up taking the series. However, SalzZ is going to get 2 points over here, which is great. And yeah, it's going to be only 1 point of difference, even if the match goes in favor of Gamer Legion. So it's not too bad. Definitely could have been a lot worse for SalzZ. In the end, we do have a very close set over here. As expected, it's going to be one team winning by 1 point alone. Let's go and take a look at the achievements one more time before hopping back out and jumping into the next set of the day, which once again is going to be Aftermath Z versus Fox Beta. We're going to have a very strong military for Vinchester and Classic Pro in terms of stats over here. KD was pretty good for Vinchester with about 3-2. Meanwhile, for Classic Pro, on the other hand, we are going to have a 4-3 KD ratio. For economy, also a significantly stronger economy after getting water control from so much earlier as well. A lot of extra workers for SalzZ over here allows them to get ahead, as you can see.